Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to another rookie mock draft. I'm with Jason DiRienzo. I think, Jason, we've done two or three of these.
Yeah,
Think
you're right.
so?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So it's always good. We're in mock draft season. We've got about a month and
Mhm,
a half till the big day. We on the march to the NFL draft. So we decided that we were going to do another rookie mock, of course, with landing spots and
mhm.
draft capital. That's what we do on this channel. It's more fun when you have a draft capital and landing spots. The combine was this past weekend, so we got a little bit more clarity on the guys. These landing spots, I was having some beers one night and I said, you know what? I'm going to put my mock draft hat on and I am going to come up with the landing spots. So I had you in mind. I threw you some zingers. I know who your favorite players are, Jason. I threw
I
them
know,
some
buddy.
zingers, with some landing spots. So what do you think of the draft board? Give me your favorite. We got the draft board up. We're looking at it right now. What do you like? Give me your best and worst kind of landing spot?
Let's see. I'll tell you what. I think CJ Stroud landed in the perfect position with the Colts. Obviously, I'm
Mhm.
gonna like that one a little bit. Jameer Gibbs. I mean, the Alvin Kamara comp that we keep getting, that just seems like it's a
A
nice
natural
little
fit.
fit, like a glove. Marvin Mims. I love that fit as well. And then, yeah, it gets dicey after first call, and I
Uh,
think we'll talk about that as we go through the mock. It definitely gets dicey.
That is absolutely correct. I agree with you. We've got some good landing spots here and some very
Yeah.
questionable ones. And that's what happens in the draft. We always get these oddball teams that draft these players we never
Yeah.
expect. So, well, because I am the host and I am gracious, I'm giving you the first pick here. So I'm intrigued. I mean, is it going to be the king of running backs, or is it going to be maybe Anthony Richardson after the combine? Who you got?
Yeah, I know we're in a super flex tight end premium, but I'm not going to get cute and I'm going to say stupid here. I'm going with who I think is a blue chip in this draft, and I'm going Bijan Robinson to the Chargers. Austin Eckler, I absolutely love him. He's done great on my fantasy teams, but Bijan Robinson's the future, and he's a complete game changer for the Chargers. So I love this pick.
Yeah, I do too. There'll be a lot of people that'll criticize you for that, but I
I'm
think
fine with that. Bring
yeah,
it.
me
Yeah,
too. You get a RB1 on your roster for 5 or 6 years. That's definitely a plus on your dynasty
absolutely.
roster. So, I'm going to be faced with a quarterback decision here, and I mean, I'll tell you what, the draft itself is going to be fascinating to see which one of
Hmm.
these quarterbacks go first. But I have CJ Stroud as my number one quarterback, and I'm taking him with the landing spot of the Colts. The Colts are going to move up. They're going to make a deal with the Bears, and I think they're going to go with CJ Stroud. I think Young has issues with his size potentially, and Richardson, he's got all the athletic tools, but maybe doesn't have the passing game down yet. Feel like CJ Stroud is this, stuffed in the middle as the safer pick. And as a franchise, I
Yeah.
think, I'm going to go with the guy that's got the size and has really, showed that he can play with the big boys in college. So I'm going with CJ Stroud and the Colts at number two.
Yeah, I would have absolutely taken that, taken CJ Stroud as well there. This one is going to be an upside pick, and this is strictly only for fantasy football reasons that I'm going this route. But I'm going to go Anthony Richardson to the Carolina Panthers here because I want that upside. I'm watching Justin Fields, what he's doing in a system that he's in. He's at least getting me the rushing yards and getting consistent fantasy points on the ground. I feel like Anthony Richardson can do that too. I kind of see a Cam Newton-esque type of fantasy production going on
Sure.
here. This is definitely not how I would normally do it, but that's what I like about mocks. If I do something a little bit different, I want to see how things play out. So I'm gonna go with Anthony Richardson and change it up how I usually would do things.
Yeah, and you know what? He's going to be rising up draft boards after the
Oh,
combine,
absolutely.
so it's just
Yeah.
it's just what it is. Well, I'm here with the fourth pick, okay, and I'm going to take again Superflex Bryce Young. I do have concerns. If you've been a watcher of this program or this YouTube channel or my podcast, I've been concerned about his size coming in at 5'10", which I knew was going to happen at the combine. He's going Houston. They pick him number two. He's going to be a starter day one. I'm going to go with
Mhm.
the upside. Hopefully, it pans out for me, but I'm going to go with Bryce Young going to Houston here with the fourth pick.
I like it, man. He ended up over 200 pounds, right? So that's a win on his
Yeah,
part.
that's right.
Yeah. So with the fourth pick here, I am going to go with Jameer Gibbs to the Saints. I just like this a lot. Alvin Kamara is probably going to get that suspension. Gibbs could have immediate opportunity and possibly not even give the starting role back ever again. So I like that with pick number four.
Yeah, he's showed up well at the combine too.
Yeah.
Kind of all that athletic testing proved that he's still got the juice and always had the juice rather, but got the hands and everything. All right, with the sixth pick here, I'm going to go with the first wide receiver off the board. Really struggled. Quentin Johnston and JSN are my two top wide receivers in my dashboard ranks. And I really struggled with this because he's going to Baltimore and everything going on with Lamar Jackson right now. Is he going to be there? Is he not? Are they going to have a young guy or a vet who can't get on the ball? But I got to, and my advice to everyone watching this or listening on the podcast is you got to take the talent over the landing spot, especially this
Right.
early in drafts. You can't play around and worry about the landing spot this early. Mid rounds, I think mid to later rounds, yeah, because maybe you're banking more on an opportunity. I'm going to hope that the talent rises to the top. I'm going to take JSN. He's my wide receiver one in my ranks. Don't love the landing spot, but he's my pick.
Yeah, I totally get it, man. Hey, maybe Rashad Bateman and him complement each other and it all works out. You know, who knows? With the next pick, I'm going to go with Jordan Addison to the Packers. You know, I'm happy to see Aaron Rodgers leave. I'm not sure if I'm happy to see Jordan Love come in and throw the ball to Jordan Addison because I really don't know what to make of Jordan Love. But I'll take the Jordan to Jordan connection and, hey, I'll take the dominant receiver who's been one of the best in college for a couple of years, and I'll bank on the talent.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that leaves me with the other wide receiver because right now, after Gibbs and Robinson, there's a drop off at the running back position. No way I'm taking a running back here. I'm going to take Quentin Johnston, my number 2 receiver in my ranks right now. Really showed his athleticism at the combine. Landing spot going to Seattle. Geno Smith is going to be re-signed, and DK Metcalf will be the number 1 guy. So it's the perfect landing spot for him too. He's got a guy that can sling the ball down the field, as well as has Metcalf taking the number 1 corner on the defense, covering him. So he should really get a good opportunity in Seattle. Excited here. I think it's a great landing spot.
Yeah, I think that's a great landing spot too, and I would have taken him here as well. With the next pick, this is a tough one for me, but I'm going with the tight end premium portion of it, and I'm going with a guy I've watched at Notre Dame for a long time, and I'm taking Michael Mayer to the Commanders. Even though I don't know how this will all pan out, I trust the talent. He didn't really show out at the combine, but I don't really care, man. I've seen so much of Michael Mayer over the last couple of years that I feel like I have a good idea of who he is, and that dude can catch the ball, and I want a guy who's consistent with that.
Yep, there you go. Not the greatest landing spot, but you're banking on the talent.
I am.
The 10th pick in the first round. Probably it's going to surprise a lot of people, but I'm going with my boy Cedric Tillman with the landing spot. I gave him a juicy landing spot going
Yes,
to
you did.
going to the Chiefs. Boy, that would be great if it happened. But
Yeah.
anyway, Cedric Tillman is my number 4 receiver right now in my dashboard ranks, and I love him. I think, I'm higher on him than most people. I'm going to die on the hill with Cedric Tillman, but that landing spot just, pulls him up to the first round for me. Love the landing spot. I've been a fan of his for a long time. I'm just going with my guy.
Yeah, I like that, man. His film was spectacular, and this landing spot just makes it even juicier. So I like that one a lot. This next pick this was a tough one for me, man. But I'm looking at the overall opportunity, and hopefully this dude gets his mind straight and puts it all together. I'm taking Kayshon Boutte to my Chicago Bears. Immediate opportunity could be there for him. The combine was not the best showcase. Everything that's happened over the last couple of months, maybe even a year, if you want to call it that, hasn't been the best. But I still have that 1 year of production ingrained in my head, and I'm hoping that we get to see that manifest again. So I'm going with Boutte at the end of round 1 when he was going, top 3, maybe about a year and a half ago. So right. I like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good pick. So, I mean, he's been a guy that you've been interested in for a long time. So, right. Got decent draft capital in the round 3 in this particular draft. So
that's that breaking point, and I'll take it.
It's the breaking point. All right, with the 12th pick in the first round, I'm going to go with Devon A-Chain. Got that great landing spot at Miami.
Yes,
if you ask anybody, what's the best landing spot, everyone's going to tell you Miami. But again, shifty back, very polarizing player right now. A lot of people are out on him due to his size, but I think he's got some of the best feet and athleticism in the class, and maybe we get lucky and he gets to 195 eventually and can contribute, but he should be a great PPR option. A lot of mouths to feed with hands in Miami. That's a little concerning, but nonetheless, I'm going to take A-Chain. He's my rank number 3 right now, running back in my ranks, and the landing spot, I'm sold.
I'm sold too. Can you imagine that speed to Waddle?
Oh yeah,
and Tyreek Hill. Holy crap! That would be intense. All right, so with the next pick at the beginning of 2, this was tough, man. I know you and I were talking about it, in the chats, and I was like, I can't take Will Levis in the first round, so I'm going to take him right at the top of the second and take him going to the Raiders. Not a fan, but I do think he's going to get that first round capital. just based on so many teams that are needy. The Raiders are looking for a quarterback now that Derek Carr has gone to the Saints. And Will Levis is going to have immediate opportunity to showcase himself, and that looks like it's immediate fantasy points for me and possible trade value in the end. So I'll take him here.
He got drafted, in the mock here. If you go back to the board and look at it, he got, first round draft capital,
Right.
and McDaniels, he's got an offensive minded coach. So he might be the guy
could pan out.
Could pan out. So
that'd be a nice spot for him here.
Sure. In the second round, I'm going to go with Zach Charbonnet. He is my fourth running back in my ranks currently, with another great juicy landing spot at Buffalo, playing up there in the cold New York state. So great landing spot. Got to be worried about Josh Allen maybe taking his goal line carries a little bit, but he should get immediate. I think Singletary is a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. So
I believe so.
So that leaves, Jamar, or Cook rather. So he'll be the big back. Cook will be more the, third down receiving back. So Charbonnet here in the second pick, going to the Buffalo.
Be a nice 1-2 punch. And I'll tell you what, I think Sharp going to the Bills could possibly push him up in the first round. I think we might see an ADP like that. A little bit more. So this next pick, man, this one was tough. And I will tell you, Jalen Hyatt is a guy that I am having a struggle bus with, trying to figure out who he might be at the next level. Lands on the Bengals. It's really the quarterback position and what could possibly happen with Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins for him to get opportunity in maybe 2 years, 3 years or so. So it's a patience pick on my part, but with a lot of upside. So I'm going Jalen Hyatt to the Bengals here.
Yeah, he's in a lot of top 5 wide receiver ranks of a lot of the draft nets out there. So I mean,
don't see it, but second round, I'll take it.
There you go. With the 204 pick, I'm going to take Marvin Mims going to Dallas. I'm going to reach a little in the depths here. His draft capital was round 2, so the Cowboys are going to be taking a player here. I think it's a great landing spot. Mims is, again, Jason and I, if you've been watching the videos on this channel or on the podcast, we've both been big fans. We believe he's one of the more physical of all the 5'11 receivers in this class, and there's a lot of them. A great landing spot with the Cowboys. I can just see him being that underneath immediate deep threat all over the field producer with Dak Prescott. So I like the landing spot. Marvin Mims here at the 4th pick in the second.
Yeah, if I could redo this, I would totally be taking Marvin Mims over Jalen Hyatt at this point. So I absolutely love that pick. With this next one here, again, this is just going to be based on possible opportunity that could be immediate. Tyler Algier had a great year, but who knows how that's all going to pan out. I'm going to go Sean Tucker to the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons really, when they had a good identity, they were passing the ball a lot, but they also had a great run game, and they could have a nice 1-2 with Sean Tucker and Tyler Algier, two bigger backs and physical with good pass catching ability. So I'm going to go with Tucker here.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably a landing spot most people probably wouldn't think happened, but a lot of people have Robinson going to Atlanta too. So, I mean, that'll just sink Algier's value immediately. With the 6th pick here in the second round, I'm going to go with Zay Flowers going to the Colts. Again, like the landing spot, I'm going to pair him up with my boy CJ Stroud, and maybe it's Hilton all over again.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw that.
Again, and Zay Flowers has some of the best movement skills of wide receivers in this class. I know people are concerned about he came in at 5'9", I think, and he's, like you said, he's over 180. But man, that guy is shifty, and I think he could really create space there in Indy.
The amount of buzz that is going on around Zay Flowers, even over the last couple months, I never expected. If there was one receiver to get the buzz, I never thought it would be Zay Flowers. So the fact that he's getting it, getting him here is definitely going to be a value. So with this next one, this is, again, a tough one for me. But, Josh Downs, he's another shifty route runner type, has that immediate initial acceleration that could be good for a guy like Mac Jones, just to get the ball out quickly, get it into his hands, and have him gain yards after the catch. So with that portion of it, that's intriguing to me. So I'm going to go with Josh Downs to the Patriots there.
Okay, I'm going to go with the second tight end off the board with the 8th pick in the second round, going to the Jaguars. Kincaid, and then I did this draft only then to find out that they, I think, just tagged Evan Ingram.
They did.
So that's a bummer. But in any case, I like
it's 1 year.
So. I know, I get it. Kincaid, he's my tight end 1 in the class, and maybe it is a 1-year deal with Ingram, and he gets an opportunity. But on all these tight ends, we're gonna have to wait a little bit. So he's my pick at the 8th with the 8th pick.
Yeah, I like it, man. I mean, how long do we usually have to wait for a tight end? Like 2 or 3 years
Mhm.
anyway. So what's 1 year Evan Ingram and Dalton gets to learn the system a little bit better. So
Right.
I think that's a fantastic pick, especially in tight end premium.
Right.
I'm gonna go tight end too. I'm
Right.
gonna go with Luke Musgrave to the Detroit Lions. Lions, man, insert him who Musgrave had an outstanding combine.
Yes, he
I
did.
think this could be a really nice spot for him. We saw what TJ Hawkinson can do in this system. And, Jameson Williams coming back, I think that might actually stop the production of the tight end a little bit with Detroit. But, man, Musgrave, he could be an absolute monster if he comes on. So I like this pick here.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like that landing spot too. With the 10th pick in the second round, I'm going with Tajay Spears. I gave him a landing spot of Minnesota, which I thought would be kind of interesting. I think Madison
Mm-hmm.
is moving on as a free agent. So, of course, we know
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook is still there. It's getting a little long in the tooth. So, Spears could come in and maybe start to pick away, maybe get 30% of the carries in Minnesota. I gave him a draft capital of round 3 on the mock. So, he's got the draft capital, decent landing spot. And you would talk
Yeah.
about a guy that's got movement skills as far as a running back in this class. He's the guy that has some mad movement skills as well. So got Tajay Spears here with the 10th pick in the second round.
Yeah, I like that pick. I think, Cook hasn't been the best at staying healthy either. So there could be opportunity for Spears
Yeah,
in year one.
exactly.
Roshan Johnson to the Carolina Panthers. Add him into the Anthony Richardson pick I've already had with the Panthers, and I like what's happening with Carolina here. Roshan Johnson, we did our video on him, and there were definitely some question marks, but I think if he gets some early opportunity, especially with the fact that Carolina is still trying to find identity in the backfield, that could be Roshan, and experience helps develop. So I like that year one possibility.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Now, listen, man, I did these mock draft. I threw you a softball, and you didn't bite. I gave you
I
Condre
didn't bite.
Miller
I
to
know.
your beloved Chicago Bears. I
I know.
gave Miller round 4 draft capital because I think that's really where he's going to go. I know a lot of people
I
think he
did
will
too.
be higher, but I'm surprised he's here. I can't let him fall any longer. So I'm
I
going to
know.
take Kendre Miller to the Chicago Bears, Jason's beloved Chicago Bears, with the 12th pick in the second round.
Yep. This was my mistake because I didn't see that, and because I would have absolutely taken him earlier. So I'm glad you didn't let him fall out of the second round. So that I appreciate. All right, where are we? Let's see. We
We
are
are
in
on the
the
third
third.
round. Yep.
Okay.
First pick is up to you.
All right. So with all the talk of what's going on with Javonte Williams, whether he's going to be healthy, yada yada, I've been a fan of Tank Bigsby. I didn't really like the showcase that he had at the combine, but again, if you go off the combine, you're going to make a huge mistake. You got to go off the film, and some of the film I really liked from Tank Bigsby, not so much last year, but playing in the SEC, how he was able to overcome an Auburn offense that was terrible. I like what I've seen. I think he can contribute right away. So Tank Bigsby to the Denver Broncos with the possible opportunity to take over for the first couple weeks until Javonte is healthy and comes back. I'll take that all day long.
I like it. I like it. I think I got him number 4 or 5, number 5 maybe in my running back ranks. With the
Nice.
second pick in the third round, I'm going back to the tight end well, and Darnell Washington kind of showed out the combine. Going to Houston,
Yeah,
and
he did.
he could be a really really nice player to kind of grow with Bryce Young. Like, he could be a security blanket for Bryce Young, help block for Bryce Young. But as we know, we want pass catchers. He's big, athletic, tough. He's got length. So I'm
Yeah.
picking him here with the second pick in the third.
I'll tell you what, that would be a smart pick for the Houston Texans in real life because he
Mhm.
would do wonders to help Bryce Young as well.
Yeah.
So multiple different levels. So that's awesome, man. I like that one.
Mhm.
I have Sam Laporta going to the Bengals with this pick, and insert another pass catching tight end who actually did showcase himself pretty well at
Yeah,
the
I did.
combine. Ran a lot faster than I thought. I think he was in like the mid 4.5s or something like that. I like it. So I'll take that on a high-powered offense that throws the ball a lot.
Yep, I like it. With the fourth pick in the third round, I'm going to go with Tyler Scott. He's in my top 10 wide receivers right now as we approach the draft. Great landing spot. Gave him to the Chargers. Draft capital round 3 I gave him, which is kind of where he's being mocked that I've seen recently. So love the landing spot. He really played well at the combine, showcased his speed. So good marriage there. So I'm taking Scott with the fourth pick in the third.
Yeah, I like that. Too many question marks at the receiver position with Keenan Allen and everybody else. He could get opportunity sooner rather than later. So with this one, you would think, well, why are you going with the quarterback to the Broncos? Well, who knows how long Russell Wilson's actually going to last with the Broncos, based on some of the offseason chat that we've heard. And honestly, if it does pan out where Hendon Hooker does get opportunity early on, and that's who I'm taking here at 305, that's some nice dividends to be paid off in the middle of the third round on a super flex. So I'm going to take this pick here.
I like it. With the sixth pick in the third round, all right, when I was doing my mock draft, I know my Eagles are going to draft a running back in the third or fourth round. They've done it before with Miles Sanders, and I think that's what they're going to do. So I gave him Zach Evans, and that's who I'm going to take here with the sixth pick in the third round. I don't feel very great about it. I'm not the biggest Zach Evans fan, so I'm going to be an Eagles Philadelphia homer here and go with the Eagles pick. All the rest of the running backs here have warts on them for me, and Zach Evans, I'm lower on him than most people. A lot of people have him higher, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to take him with my hometown birds here with the sixth pick in the third.
He's probably best in a situation like this anyway, where he doesn't have to be the main guy. I think that'll probably work best for him anyway.
Yeah.
So with this next pick, I'm going with the running back position as well. Josh Jacobs did get the franchise tag. That's just 1 year. I'm a big fan of Israel Abanikanda. So to the Raiders, I think this could be a nice landing spot for him to pay off in the future. And where I'm getting him here, I feel really good about. So Israel Abanikanda to the Raiders is my pick.
Yeah, it's getting dicey. I'm telling you, it's getting dicey.
I feel like it got dicey a little while ago, and we just got creative.
Yeah, it is. Well, now the landing spots start kind of coming into a little bit more of a focus, right? Because now we're looking at the second tier players for the rest of the draft, and you're kind of thinking, okay, I went with Jaden Reed, wide receiver, going to the Buffalo Bills again. Might flash. I think Jaden Reed, I gave him a round 4 grade as far as mock. That's kind of where fourth and fifth round, where he's getting taken. So good opportunity up there in Buffalo. Still Gabe Davis. I'm not sure they're in their long-term. He's in their long-term plans. So taking Reed here with the 8th pick in the third.
Yeah, I like this one too. I'm a big fan of Khalil Shakir. Hopefully he doesn't eat into his opportunity, but what are you gonna do? All right, so I was hoping that you wouldn't get mad when I took this pick, but it just seemed like the right thing to do, and it was the perfect spot. But I'm going to go Rashee Rice to the Buccaneers. Who knows what's going on with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and the Buccaneers are really trying to reform themselves, find a new identity. Don't think it's going to happen with Kyle Trask, but I'll tell you what, Rashee Rice, whoever he connects to with the quarterback, I like the fact that they'll be doing it young together. And that chemistry could align. So Rashee Rice to the Bucs, I feel good about here.
All right, I like it. I'm going with Chase Brown with the 10th pick here, going to the Dallas Cowboys. I know they just franchised Pollard. Zeke isn't getting any younger, so again, this is more of a long-term play. I gave Chase Brown round 4 draft capital, but again, at this point in the draft, you're getting players who most likely are not going to come in and get an immediate role anyway. So I'm going to just hold out with Chase Brown, and 2 years maybe it'll pay off.
Yeah, man, he had an explosive showing at the combine.
He did.
Yeah. With this one, I'm gonna go, backing up Nick Chubb, and I'm not sure what's going on with Kareem Hunt, but Kenny McIntosh to the Browns, I think that would be a nice spot for him. The Browns run the ball a ton. I have seen reports that they're going to throw the ball more, and I could believe that would happen this offseason, but at the same time, I want a guy who's backing up Nick Chubb on a team that I feel like knows the identity is running the ball. And so who knows, maybe Kenny McIntosh gets some opportunity, in the next 2 or 3 years. So I'm going Kenny here.
There you go. I'm going to go with the last pick of the third round, Tucker Kraft, tight end, Miami Dolphins, another kind of decent landing spot. Gesicki sounds like he's out the door. So Tucker Kraft, probably one of the last tight ends that I'm going to consider here, most likely in the draft, that I can get somewhat excited about, that might hit our dynasty roster. So I'm taking Kraft here with the 12th pick. So we got 2 rounds left. So let's rush through these, Jason, and just really give the names and the landing spots.
Yep, I'm going with my guy here to the Atlanta Falcons, Xavier Hutchinson. He should see nice opportunity on a team that needs receiver help.
Yeah, I'm going with Raheem Jarrett, former 5-star prospect who just didn't flash enough in Maryland. People are down on him. Going to the Carolina Panthers here. Panthers need receiving help. So going with Jarrett here with the 2nd pick in the 4th.
I like it. I'm going Jonathan Mingo to the Bills in case Gabriel Davis does take off. Man, he's got the size, speed combination that could fill right in for Gabriel Davis.
With the 4th pick of the 4th round, I'm going with A.T. Perry, a guy a lot of other people are higher on than me. Going to the Houston Texans again, going with Bryce Young. They're doing a good job here. They took Darnell Washington. Now they're going with A.T. Perry, trying to give Bryce Young some long-term weapons. Going with Perry here at the 4th.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to go here with Parker Washington. Who knows? I think the Jets might be looking to fill in a spot for Corey Davis, and Parker Washington might be able to kind of fulfill that need for them.
With the 6th pick in the 4th round, I'm going to go with Evan Hall. Had a good combine. People seem excited about him. He's landing in the Raiders. I know they previously on this mock, they did Abanaconda as well. So that's probably a doubling up of a bad mock drafter, whoever gave that landing spot. But nonetheless, that's what we're going to do. Again, Evan Hall, I think it could be a nice PPR back in the NFL. I don't ever see him being any starter by any means. So going with Hall here.
Yeah. So with this next pick, I am going to go with a guy who would be backing up Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce looks like he's going to be the Tom Brady of the tight end position and play forever. But just in case, I'm going to take Will Mallory to back him up. I like what Will Mallory showed at the combine.
Yeah, Kansas City got a round 4 draft capital in this mock. With the 8th pick in the 4th round, I'm going with Puka Nacua, going to the Steelers. Steelers seem to have a knack for finding talent at the wide receiver room, so I'm going to go with Nacua here.
Yeah, that might be the biggest sleeper pick of this whole mock draft, honestly. I'm going to go with Dwayne McBride to the Detroit Lions. Explosive, smaller receiver, but could find a role on special teams and possibly, in case DeAndre Swift gets hurt, have an opportunity there.
With the 10th pick in the 4th round, I'm going to go with Eric Gray. I gave him a Baltimore Ravens landing spot. So if you're excited about Eric Gray, don't go look at his footwork drills at the combine. So,
right? Oh God, that video.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. With the 11th pick here, I'm going to go with an athletic quarterback who could possibly do something with his feet and the arm strength if Jalen Hurts were to get injured. And I'm taking Max Duggan to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, in real life, I would love that pick because I think that guy's got a dog in him. So
yeah, and I think he'd be able to fill in that type of role that Hurts does.
Yeah, so the last pick of the 4th round, I'm going with another guy that showed a lot of dog at Purdue, Charlie Jones, wide receiver, going to the Eagles. We need some slot tough receiver in the middle of the field. I think he would fit the bill perfectly for that. So I went with Charlie Jones here.
That is another great pick. Top first
of the
pick in the 5th round.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm going Zach Kuntz. Anyway, to the Chargers, man, he is an athletic freak out of Old Dominion, and I just think that would fit beautifully with the Chargers, who like to throw it to the tight end.
There you go. I'm with the 2nd pick in the 5th round. I went with Nathaniel Dell. So wide receiver going to the Patriots, not the best landing spot. Most people would be turned off. He's too small, and he's going to the Patriots. Count me out. But hey, man, the kid's got some he's got some movement skills. He's got some speed. We're in the 5th round of the rookie draft.
What are you going to do?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to add some speed to the Dolphins, and I'm going to give them Trey Palmer. Why not, man? Devin Achane, Hill, Waddle. Just add more speed. Let's go Trey Palmer.
With the 4th pick, I'm going with Deuce Vaughn. Gave him a round 6 grade going to the Arizona Cardinals. I think we've talked about it on the podcast together. We've talked about it on these shows. We're kind of rooting for Deuce Vaughn to, find some sort of role in the NFL. He's got an uphill climb, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Muhammad Ibrahim here to the Tennessee Titans. I'm a big Hassan Haskins fan, but who the crap knows what's going on with Derrick Henry? This is a flyer pick that hopefully will pay dividends later on.
Yeah, another flyer pick, Andrea Lasavas, going to the Cardinals. Kind of like that landing spot. They might need some help. Need some help in the wide receiver room in the future.
Maybe he's the Andy Isabella they were hoping for.
Yeah.
With the 7th pick in the 5th round, I'm going to go with Jake Haener to the Miami Dolphins. Again, another opportunity with questionable, stuff going on at the quarterback position to who knows what the conditions he's been going through with concussions. Could be a nice spot.
I'm going to follow your lead here with the quarterback. I'm going to go with Stetson Bennett, the guy that only won 2 national championships in college, getting no respect. No big deal. Getting no respect. But going to Tampa Bay, another flyer. He'll be probably a great backup, but you never know. He might be able to be serviceable if you got a super deep league.
Yeah, he looked good at the quarterback drills of the combine too. So who knows? With this pick, I'm going Dante Demas just because, it's the 5th round, and I didn't know what else to do, to be quite honest with you, to the New York Giants.
There you go. I'm going with Dontavian Wicks. He also went to Tampa Bay as a receiver.
All right. Michael Wilson, I am going with to the Green Bay Packers with this pick. Again, they need some receiver help, and he could dive right in.
With the last pick of the 5th round, I'm going to go with Jaron Hall, quarterback going to New England. I don't know, maybe Bill Belichick, maybe he can work some magic and sprinkle some dust on him, and maybe he could be a future backup in the NFL.
He would make that offense a lot more fun.
For sure. Yeah. So, all right. Well, there you got it, guys. That is a rookie mock. I hope you enjoyed the show. Again, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Jason and I, we've got a ton of content on here. We've got all 22 film reviews. We've got our rookie reports. I think we're up to episode 25. So where we do in-depth analysis of, looking at the numbers, the film, dynasty projections, draft capital projections for all of your rookies. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.